to rebuild. The federal investigation into the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity's activities in Pine Bluff had uncovered a web of corruption, fraud, and obstruction of justice. But the biggest battle was yet to come. The FBI, having gathered enough evidence, decided to bring the full force of the law down on the fraternity members involved. They filed RICO charges against key figures, including Rayan Watley, Maurice Taggart, Sheriff Lafayette Woods, Lloyd Franklin Jr. and Sr., Reggie Johnson, and Shawn Bennett. This was no ordinary case. It was a historic legal battle that would shake Pine Bluff to its core. The courtroom was set for a showdown. Prosecutors laid out a case that depicted the Kappa fraternity as an organized crime syndicate, systematically defrauding Pine Bluff and using their positions of power to protect their interests. They presented evidence of real estate fraud, embezzlement of public funds, money laundering, and obstruction of justice, all tied together by the fraternity's network of influence. As the trial progressed, witnesses took the stand, including former fraternity members who had turned state's evidence. They detailed how the fraternity used its influence to manipulate local government decisions, secure lucrative contracts, and silence anyone who dared to stand in their way. Emails, financial records, and taped conversations painted a damning picture of the fraternity's operations. The defense tried to argue that the fraternity was being unfairly targeted, that it was a legitimate organization engaged in legal business practices. But the sheer weight of the evidence made it clear that this was no ordinary fraternity. It was an organized crime ring. As the jury deliberated, Pine Bluff held its breath. The verdicts came swiftly, guilty on multiple counts for nearly all of the defendants. The sentencing was severe, with long prison terms handed down to the ringleaders. The town, once gripped by the fraternity's influence, was now free from its control, but the damage had been done. In the aftermath, Pine Bluff began to rebuild, implementing new safeguards to prevent such corruption from taking root again. But the legacy of the Kappa conspiracy would linger, a reminder of what happens when power goes unchecked. The RICO case had brought justice, but it had also left a scar on the town that would take years to heal. Pine Bluff would never be the same, but perhaps, in the long run, it would be stronger for having faced its demons.